Kristen from Wistia here, and welcome to this session on video and sales for the High Velocity Sales Summit. I'm joined here today with Pete von Burchard, who's our VP of Sales here at Wistia.
Hey guys.
So Pete, I don't know if you want to give us a little bit of background about yourself and kind of how you joined the team at Wistia before we launch into this session about how we started using video on our sales team here.
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. So I had joined Wistia just about 3 years ago to help build the sales team here. And before that, I was at other SaaS companies as well as IT services companies. And I think one of the best opportunities that we had here at Wistia is that we had built up a really loyal customer base and wanted to sort of bring a more advanced and sort of complicated use case of video to those customers and get more value out of video for those customers. And so we wanted to build a sales team to help them do that. And I was really excited to get involved with that.
Awesome. So here at Wistia, when you started, we got excited about using video in our own sales process. But had you used video in a sales process before? Was that something that was totally new here at Wistia?
Yeah, it was definitely a new concept for me coming into Wistia, but obviously Wistia is a video company, and so we wanted to leverage video throughout the entire process. So I was really excited to do it and took a little time to get used to it.
Yeah.
But I think it was a really fun process to do.
So let's talk about why it kind of took some time to get used to, because I'm sure many of you struggle with that as well. Let's talk about the ways that we started to incorporate video on the Wistia sales team, kind of starting with the stereotypical video of needing help from a marketing team or a videographer, something like that.
Yeah, so I think that's a good question. There are, as you said, a number of ways we use video today. When we came in, we had a really great video team here at Wistia, making video every day, and that was a really great resource for us. Mm-hmm. So we were able to leverage that team to come up with fun concepts, to delight customers, and to sort of expose our team to our customers in general. But those videos took a certain amount of scripting and production to do, and so we were able to sort of get into the motion of doing those, but that was kind of where we started.
Okay, and so in terms of an example of a video like that, I know we have queued up the Get in Touch video, so do you want to kind of provide an introduction to that video for us? Yeah,
absolutely. So I think one of the things we realize, and I'm sure all you sales leaders out there realize, is that every time somebody comes to your website and wants to learn about your product and puts a request in for a demo, this is like the holy grail of leads, right?
Sure.
So we really wanted to make sure that those people got a really delightful experience, and we wanted to leverage video to do that, but we also wanted to key up what we think is a core part of our sales process, which is a very human approach. And so we want people to know who are the people that are going to be responding to that demo request. And what's the tone of voice that we want that conversation to take. Mm-hmm. And so we had an opportunity to work with Chris Levine on our team to build a great video that keys up after you submit that demo request. And it was really like straight out of the Mighty Ducks movie. Yeah. It was really this motivational moment. The team is down, and the coach is kind of getting everyone fired up to go back out there and win the hockey game. And so we did a bit of a parody of that to sort of hype up the sales team to respond to these really valuable leads.
Well, let's check it out.
Cool.
Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Somebody wants to get in touch. What, aren't y'all excited?
What if we blow it?
What?
What if they don't like us?
Yeah, what if they don't like us?
It's not gonna happen. You. Who are you?
Fernando Silva,
What are you passionate about?
video marketing and analytics.
You.
Shannon Cassidy?
What are you passionate about?
Video content that's indexed back to your domain.
You.
Farah Sheik. I love the Wistia HubSpot integration.
What about you?
Aaron Damsek, better click-through rates on email. Alex Schofield, Actionable Analytics.
Erica Gordon, Flexible APIs.
Peter von Burchard, changing the player color.
Daniel Alexander, using video for sales.
That's right.
Taylor Brennan, Captions.
Lexi Jen Andrea, Calls to Action.
And I'm Jonas Silberg, and and I love replacing a video without any downtime or having to change the embed. We're the Wistia sales team, and we're passionate about helping people succeed with video. So sit tight, we'll be in touch soon. Get ready for the best gosh darn call you're gonna have all week.
That has to be one of my favorite videos
Mine too.
from this Wistia sales team. That wink at the end definitely got turned into a GIF that runs around the Wistia Slack channel
That's
all
right.
the time. But so this seems like an example of a video that speaks to what you said a little bit earlier about being a production and being
Yeah.
kind of complicated. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I have to say that shooting that video for our team was super fun, and it was basically a team building experience for us.
Yeah.
We came out of that with a ton of energy, and it really brought a lot of us closer together in doing that. But you're right, it did take, it took a day, half a day maybe, of the team's time, and who knows how much longer than that for the planning of the production. At the time, we had 3 folks on the video team, playing different roles throughout that time. Dan, Chris, and Trevor were involved.
Right.
A number of different cameras that I can't really speak to what those cameras were, but it was pretty cool the way they set up the room to set us up. But yeah, everybody had a script. It took multiple takes.
Yeah.
We shot it sequentially, but we shot a few takes for every scene. And again, I think everyone came out of that thinking, man, that was fun. Like, that's kind of what it's like to be on the set, But I think, it took an investment, right? Like, we needed the video team. We needed to take the entire sales team out for half a day. But I think the result was really fun, and we keep talking about that video today.
That's great. And I think the cool thing about it is you don't have to use that much production
Right.
to get a video for your team. So while that is probably our most highly produced sales video here at Wistia, we do have a number of videos that have lighter scale production, like the video signatures that you've been using.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we, again, sort of going back to the theme is, we are an inside sales team, and we have a pretty high velocity sales funnel. And so every account executive on our team is dealing with, 100 deals or so at any given time. But we really want to bring like a human connection, sort of an element of trust to the sales cycle. And so we're constantly trying to find ways to expose the personal, like the humanity of our sales team at scale. And so one of the ways that we find we get the best reaction is from these email signature videos. And really what this is a short video, less than a minute or maybe a minute and a half, something like that. And it's really just the salesperson talking about who they are personally. What do they like? Where do they live? And what's their favorite coffee spot or something like that. And it basically just allows the customer or the prospect to kind of see the person that they're dealing with, and it just makes it easier. It kind of warms up the conversation. But these emails, so we put them into our email signatures.
Right.
And with Wistia, we get to see how many views these videos get, what the stats are, things like that. And these videos have the best engagement. People watch the entire thing. On mine, there's like a chicken place that I talk about, and people somehow are constantly rewatching that scene.
Heat
in the
maps
heat
on
map.
fire?
Yeah, and it's just people trying to figure out where that chicken joint is,
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny, and they're a ton of fun to make and really personal.
So let's check Pete's video signature out.
Great.
Hi, I'm Pete.
This is what my commute looks like. This is where I like to grab coffee before I come into work. This is where I sit and eat lunch at Wistia HQ. And this is where I like to eat Tabasco honey fried chicken. It's really the best. I'm really excited to be part of the sales team here at Wistia, and I'm always available to chat. You could reach me at pete@wistia.com.
So Pete, you made this video with the help of our video team.
Yeah.
But I feel like you didn't have to. I think there are other ways to make a video like this, kind of on your own, using something like Soapbox.
Yeah. So, how the making of that video was a ton of fun. Trevor and I hit the road for the day. We went to all those places, had a cup of coffee, talked for a few minutes, shot, 10 or 15 seconds worth of footage, and then moved on. And so we're basically kind of running around the city all day shooting that. And of course, anyone can do that. You could do that with an iPhone. You could even just kind of take it back and like do it at your desk. We use Soapbox a lot. Soapbox is sort of a one-to-one video creation tool.
Right.
And you can really just create a few slides telling the audience about yourself and record yourself, and then use those slides to kind of outline what you want folks to know about you. There's a ton of ways to do that. It doesn't have to be a production. But yeah, it's really fun. And I think the key thing is just get to the authenticity,
Yes.
If it feels authentic, then people are going to be drawn to it, and if it's very scripted, it's going to miss the mark a little bit. So
absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about the other ways that sales teams can make videos using tools like Soapbox or other tools to record webcam videos right from your desk. So we've been trying this a little bit with personalized outreach, and so I just love for you to talk a little bit more about what that looks like for our team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think on a daily basis at this point, everybody on our team is making some kind of video. Some of it's sort of a one-to-many video. Some of it's one-to-one. And we could talk a little bit about both those use cases. On the one-to-one side, I think you kind of nailed it. So it's sort of how are our SDRs, for example, or AEs who are really trying to get the attention of new prospects, how do they make those emails better? And so it's kind of like shooting a quick video, showing your face, kind of nailing the point that you want to get across is a really easy way to sort of stand out a little bit. And so our team obviously uses Soapbox, and they shoot videos throughout their processes, so throughout their cadences in specific times, and they work really great. I mean, the response rates are very high. We're able to track meetings booked through those, so that's kind of one key example.
I know that we're going to show you a video example of how we've been using Soapbox here, but one thing that I love about it is that we have these great people, and through this whole process and all these videos that we've been making, we have the opportunity to really show the sales team's personality and how it reflects Wistia culture. I know you care a lot about that.
Yeah, again, I think one of the things we focus on and we think is a competitive advantage for Wistia is the way that we approach our customers and the way that the customer experience that we want to provide. And we think a lot about that. And so that comes down to adding value to the conversations that we're having. But I think it also sort of disarming the conversation by showing the authenticity of the person that's on the other end of the phone most of the time. It's really hard to do when you're never really in person with your prospects.
Absolutely.
And so we have folks that are really trying to be funny and creative with those videos in personal and authentic ways. And I think that works the best.
So let's check one of these videos out.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Oh. Hey there, Anthony. This is Alex from Wistia. I just wanted to send you this really quick video to say thank you so much for signing up for a free account with us. We're super excited to have you as part of the Wistia fam. I also want to introduce myself as a point of contact, a horrible singer, and a real human being over here at Wistia that you can always feel free to reach out to with any questions at all. I saw that you guys were part of getting the Elton John music videos for Tiny Dancer. Benny and the Jets and Rocket Man made. I'm a big Elton John fan, so can't thank you guys enough for helping get those created. But I was also looking at your website a little bit in more detail as well, and I saw that you have a ton of awesome content here. But I definitely see a lot of opportunity for you to utilize video directly on your homepage to engage with viewers, as well as to showcase the awesome work that you guys are doing for your clients. I'd love to chat with you more about this, as well as just hear how your Wistia experience is going overall. So at the end of this video, you'll see a link that will pop up that will take you directly into my calendar, so you can hop in there, schedule a date and time for a call, and I'll give you a ring. So once again, Anthony, thank you so much for signing up for an account with us. Super pumped to have you as a member of the Wistia fan, and hopefully we can connect soon. But in the meantime, I think it's only appropriate that Sir Elton John can play us out. Bye now.
So that is one example of how we've been using Soapbox. And I think it's something that took a little bit of getting used to on our team. Can you talk a little bit about how you kind of rolled it out and how people got started using video? And, was it everybody? Was it just a couple of people? How do you set that up for your team to be successful?
Yeah. No, I think it's a great question. And not everybody feels comfortable just diving into video right away. So we had, early on, before Soapbox existed, we had a handful of people on the sales team who were really early adopters of one-to-one video, and they were taking the time to shoot the video with their webcams, edit the videos in video editing tools, upload them to Wistia, and then share them to customers. And this took on slowly because it's a fair amount of effort to do that.
Yeah.
But the response was really positive. And so this was sort of where Soapbox came from. And so those early adopters, though, were having so much success with it that it was pretty easy to convince other people that it was worth doing. But I think the key thing is having some folks on the team that are out in front of it and showing other folks how to do it and how to be successful with it and to kind of break the ice. That said, though, it is really uncomfortable to be on camera for the first time. And I think what ends up happening is you get used to it and you kind of have a few missteps that you try to find the humor in that rather than let it get you nervous, and to kind of shake it off and embrace that. And then I think not every video has to be perfect. You don't have to edit out every little fumble. So it's a bit of a process, but it's a fun one.
I think it's funny because it's so easy to feel like you have to be perfect to be professional.
Right.
But you don't. You just can still be yourself, come off as someone who knows what they're talking about, and if you say every now and then, it's okay.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nobody, salespeople are not actors, so I think that's key. But I think getting people comfortable with those bloopers is a key part of it.
Now, if I remember correctly, we have a bloopers video.
So we made a highlight reel of some of the funnier bloopers that we've had, really just to help our customers who are new to video, to kind of show them what that looks like, and it's pretty funny. We've shared it out there.
Should we share this video?
We should definitely share the video.
Okay, here's the blooper video.
Here's the video.
How do you pronounce Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. Taking the top left. Oh, God.
Hi, Grammy. How are you? I heard. I was supposed to start it.
Woo! We made it. Not great, but we made it.
Hi there, Tana. I hope it's Tana.
Skinny. Is this my skinny angle?
Why do I look like a...
We can't do this. We can't use this name.
I would really like...
Dynamic thumbnails within Wistia Sun.
See how... Stop it,
Working the graveyard shift here.
My favorite part of that video was probably when Patrick got the prospect's name wrong. If you're gonna send a personalized outreach video, you should probably get the person's name right.
Yeah, no, I agree, and you gotta sometimes just shake it off,
right?
And that's the fun of it, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's kind of get into some of the frequently asked questions that we get from people. So I think the first one I like to think about is using video in social selling. So some of these videos we're talking about, we're often emailing directly to a prospect or a customer that we already know, but we also do some videos on LinkedIn. So can we talk a little bit more about what it takes to make those?
Yeah. Most of our team is pretty active on LinkedIn and tries to make videos on a weekly basis for their audience there. And I think it's really a great way to connect and add value to customers without asking for anything in return. Every SDR email that we all get has an ask in it. And I think these LinkedIn videos is just a great way to add value without really expecting anything in return. So that's why we do it. I think that the way that our team does these videos is really around trying to find some of the learnings that we're coming across as a Soapbox team or as a video team in general, and as a sales team, because it's really a moving target, what works and what are people doing, And so we're all out there trying to learn as much as we can, and we just try to distill those learnings and put them into context for the people that we're connected with on LinkedIn. And so this either comes down to short little interviews, and sometimes we just interview ourselves about a concept that we like, just to get two different perspectives on something, or sharing blog posts and just adding a nugget of learning. And it's just putting the face out there makes it really engaging for the people that are consuming the content, and it's just a great way to share good ideas and to add value for our prospects.
Absolutely. So if you see a Wistia sales team member on LinkedIn, you're probably going to see a video.
Yeah.
If you're on the website, you're probably going to see a video. If
Yeah.
you're in our database and you're getting an email, you're probably going to see a video. So it begs the question, do you have to be able to make videos to be a member of the Wistia sales team?
Yeah. So I will say, I think when you sign an employment contract with Wistia, you agree to be on videos. Now that doesn't mean, yeah, I think that's true. But I don't think being making one-to-one videos or being the producer of these videos that we're talking about is a requirement for our team. But in the end, salespeople gravitate to what works, and it happens pretty quickly. And so we have seen even people who come into our team who are reluctant about creating one-to-one video. It only really takes 2 or 3 months of watching other people have success with it before they start trying it out. And then there's a learning curve, right? You can't just jump in and do it well, but I think it's pretty clear that it's a good opportunity for folks. But I would never not hire somebody who said I don't want to do video. I think people should do what works for them. It should be a personal thing, but I think most people end up doing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So kind of to that point, you talked about when video works and you just invest in it more.
Yeah.
How are we really measuring the success of video, and how would you suggest that all the people who are listening think about measuring video?
Yeah, so I think what hopefully we've talked a little bit today is that you can use video in different ways and in different parts of the process. And there are, any number of other examples that we can continue to talk about for hours and hours. So we're using video in different ways throughout our entire sales cycle. Each one, it's important to remember, has to be measured differently. There's not a silver bullet here. On SDR emails, we watch reply rates and meetings booked. With LinkedIn videos, we just watch how LinkedIn connections are impacted. Are the connections going up? Are there shares? Are there likes? Mm-hmm. And so I think every video is different, and understanding what the purpose of the video is and looking for the metrics that you want to accomplish there is really the first step, and it could be different in every different part of the cycle.
So just to build on that a little bit more, what are some of the more specific examples of how video has been working for the Wistia sales team?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we talked about one-to-one videos. We talked about social selling. Some of the examples I think that have worked really, really well for us are certainly sort of emails from SDRs to prospects, and we see great response rates to those. The other is really handoffs in our process. And so again, we talked a little bit about how important our customers' experience is to our sales strategy. And we still have SDRs and AEs and CSMs and account managers. We still have a little bit of friction in our process there that we worry about in terms of our customers' experience. And video is really a great way to kind of smooth those transitions, and even to get those new introductions in earlier in the sales cycle. And so what I mean by that is, if you're an SDR and you're having a discovery call with a prospect and you think it's going somewhere, you think it's the right fit, sending a quick video with the account executive that they're going to be doing the demo and the sales cycle with, and yourself, is a great way to say, look, here's who you're going to be working with. We're just two humans trying to help you, right? And it kind of warms up that call. And then similarly with AEs who are closing deals that are going to be handed off to CSMs for onboarding, or account managers for a more sort of longer term relationship, introducing those people sort of later on in the sales cycle helps us close deals. We see deals close at a higher rate when we introduce those people early, because people understand that there's a longer term vision for this relationship rather than just trying to get to the close and then kind of back off.
Yeah.
And so introducing those people along the way makes it sound like, look, we're trying to build a partnership here rather than just get through our sales cycle, and I think our customers appreciate that. But we also see that it works in terms of our qualification rates, our win rates, etc.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So last question we often get asked, which is, does Wistia offer training to sales teams about using video?
Yeah, it's a great question. We often get that question. So we do not today formally offer training, but we do certainly have a ton of content, and we're going to continue to add content throughout the year about how to use video in sales, how to do it well, how to overcome some of the challenges along the way. Including getting people on camera who aren't used to it, for example. And so there's more to come from us on that. And so, keep an eye on our blog, our learning center, for some of that content and help you get started.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's all the time that we have today. Thank you so much, Pete, for
thanks,
sharing these valuable insights. We hope that you enjoyed this conversation, and we'll talk soon.